Hi, I'm Nina, and this is my service dog, Theo. Now, we're from Ontario, but I'm going to be talking about Nova Scotia's service dog rules today. Nova Scotia has a Service Dog Act. That means that you have to follow those specific guidelines. Not every province has something like as clearly laid out, so this was pretty helpful to find. If you Google it, just Nova Scotia Service Dog, it will come up as the very first thing about it. And in it, they explain exactly what it takes to have a service dog. However, they don't specify psychiatric versus mobility. The general policy in Canada is that psychiatric service dogs just like don't exist in this country, which is unfortunate, with like legal protections. So I would assume that you still have to deal with more like of a mobility standpoint. However, if you speak to an accredited trainer out there, they would know more than I do. I am not any sort of official trainer or anything. I just have my own service doggo and have been through some of this before. So out there, you have to get a service dog certificate. You have to do like a test. Either your trainer will do it with you, or if you self-train, because you are allowed to do that, St. John's Ambulance will run you through it. You basically just have to show that like your dog is under your control. I mean, realistically, aren't we under their control? You have to show that like they have a high level of training or that shows that they're a service dog. I don't know. It was kind of vague. So it's basically just that they have some tasks that they do, kind of like the public access test in Ontario. You also have to show that they can go in public and be chill. So it's pretty standard, nothing crazy. It costs $187.50 to do that. So a bit steep. In Ontario, you don't have to, which is kind of nice. Then in Nova Scotia as well, you have to then carry that card. So technically, someone could reject you from a store if you have your dog and you don't have that card on you. However, I spent a week there with my doggo Theo. He had literally like freshly certified, got certified a week before we got there in Ontario. And we did a road trip around the entirety of Nova Scotia. No one ever asked to see anything. So I think as long as like if you're visiting and your dog is well behaved, you don't necessarily need this. Although on their website, they do recommend that you try to get it if you're traveling there. I think that's more for students though, to be honest, because it's a very student heavy place. And then for service dogs in training, you can apply to say that you are a service dog in training. So again, you can train in public and not get denied access. I didn't have an issue with that. So I can't speak to whether or not you would officially. If you're there for longer than a week, like if you're there for a month or so, probably in your best interest to get it. But Nova Scotia is also very dog friendly. They are such a dog friendly place. They love, love, love dogs. So I expect you'd have a great time anyway, finding places like patios and going to Home Hardware or Canadian Tire and things like that, where you can train in public anyway. So yeah, that's how you get a service dog in Nova Scotia. Oh, and ESAs don't exist there.